Welcome to Calm Night ASMR, where peaceful stories guide you into deep, restful sleep. Tonight, step aboard a floating tea house, drifting along a quiet river under the stars. Let the gentle lapping of water, the warm embrace of tea, and the wisdom of a kind tea master wash away your worries. Breathe deeply, settle in, and allow yourself to float effortlessly into a world of tranquility. Now, close your eyes and let the journey begin. The river stretched out endlessly before you, its surface shimmering under the watchful gaze of countless stars. The night was alive with quiet magic, a symphony of whispers from nature itself. Leaves rustled softly in the breeze, their movements almost imperceptible, while crickets played their rhythmic tune along the banks. The water moved with a grace all its own, gliding over smooth stones and winding through reeds, as if it had nowhere else to be but here, now, with you. And there, drifting lazily down this tranquil expanse, was the floating tea house, a vessel unlike any other. It wasn't grand or ostentatious. Instead, it radiated a humble beauty that felt deeply personal, as though it existed solely to offer solace to weary souls. Built from honey-colored wood, polished to a soft sheen, the tea house seemed to glow faintly beneath rows of delicate paper lanterns strung across its roof. Each lantern swayed gently with the current, casting golden reflections onto the rippling water below, turning the river into a canvas of light and shadow. Inside, the space was intimate and inviting. Low cushions were scattered around a central table, adorned with porcelain teapots and cups so fine they seemed to catch the moonlight. Steam curled upward from freshly brewed pots, carrying fragrances so rich they wrapped themselves around you like a comforting blanket. There was no rush here, no urgency, only the steady rhythm of the river and the gentle hum of existence. As the tea house drifted silently downstream, its caretaker emerged from behind a bamboo curtain. He was an elderly man with kind eyes that sparkled like moonlight on water. His name was Master Lin, though everyone simply called him the tea keeper. Clad in loose linen robes dyed the color of twilight, he moved with a grace that spoke of years spent cultivating patience and mindfulness. Tonight, he had one guest, you, and his sole purpose was to guide you through a journey of calm, connection, and rest. "Welcome," he said softly, his voice as soothing as the sound of raindrops falling on a still pond. "Tonight, we float together, carried by the river's gentle rhythm. Let us leave behind the burdens of the day and allow ourselves to be cradled by the moment." You settled onto a cushion near the edge of the tea house, where the wooden railing dipped just enough to let you peer over at the water. It lapped softly against the hull, creating a melody that felt ancient yet timeless. Above, the sky stretched endlessly, dotted with constellations whose stories whispered secrets only the stars could tell. You could feel the coolness of the evening air brushing against your skin, mingling with the warmth of the lanterns overhead. Master Lin began by lighting a small incense burner, releasing a subtle aroma of sandalwood and jasmine into the air. Then, with deliberate care, he selected a teapot from the collection on the table. Its design was simple yet elegant, painted with cherry blossoms in muted shades of pink and white. As he prepared the first brew, his movements were unhurried, each gesture imbued with intention. "This is our first offering tonight," he explained, pouring hot water into the pot. A blend of chamomile and lavender, known for their calming properties. As the leaves steep, take a moment to notice the steam rising. Watch how it dances, free and unhurried, much like the river itself. He handed you a teacup, its warmth seeping into your hands. You brought it close, inhaling deeply. The scent was floral and sweet, mingling with the earthy undertones of the river. Taking a sip, you felt the tea spread warmth through your chest, melting away tension you hadn't even realized you were holding. The taste lingered on your tongue, soft, soothing, like a lullaby for your senses. The act of drinking tea, Master Lin continued, is more than nourishment for the body. It is a practice of presence. With each sip, feel yourself becoming more grounded, more connected to the here and now. Outside, the river widened slightly, revealing a cluster of fireflies dancing among reeds along the bank. Their tiny lights blinked in harmony with the lanterns above, creating a scene so serene it felt like stepping into a dream. The sound of water grew softer here, almost blending seamlessly with the hum of insects and the distant call of a night bird. Somewhere far off, a loon cried out, its haunting melody echoing across the water, before fading into silence. Master Lin reached for another teapot, this one decorated with intricate patterns of flowing waves. Our next brew is a green tea infused with mint and lemon verbena, he said, placing fresh leaves into the pot. This combination clears the mind and lifts the spirit. Imagine it washing away thoughts that no longer serve you, leaving space for peace. As he poured the tea, you noticed how the light from the lanterns caught the droplets spilling from the spout, turning them into fleeting jewels. The fragrance was bright and invigorating, yet somehow still gentle. Sipping slowly, you closed your eyes and focused on the sensations. The coolness of the evening air, the steady rocking of the tea house, the faint creak of wood expanding and contracting with the changing temperatures. Every detail felt heightened, as though the world had slowed down just for you. "Tell me," Master Lin asked after a while, his tone as light as the breeze, "what weighs on your heart tonight? What would you like to release?" His question hung in the air, not demanding an answer, but offering permission to reflect. Perhaps it was a worry about tomorrow, or a lingering regret from the past. Whatever it was, you found yourself letting it go, not all at once, but gradually, like petals drifting down a stream. You imagined those worries dissolving into the water, carried away by the same current that bore the tea house forward. "Good," he murmured when you shared your thoughts, or perhaps just sat quietly, processing them internally. Let the river carry those burdens away. They are not yours to hold forever. By the time the third tea was served, the world outside had grown darker, the stars shining brighter in response. This final brew was a deep, amber-hued black tea, scented with bergamot and a hint of vanilla. Its flavor was bold, yet comforting, like a reassuring hand on your shoulder. "We end our ritual with this," Master Lin said, "a reminder that strength and softness can coexist. Just as the river flows both powerfully and gently, so too can we navigate life's currents." The tea house had slowed to a near standstill now, caught in a lazy eddy where the water pooled briefly before continuing its journey. The silence between sips felt profound, filled only by the sounds of nature and the occasional clink of ceramic against wood. You gazed out at the river, watching as ripples formed and faded, their patterns endlessly shifting, yet always returning to stillness. Master Lin leaned back, folding his hands in his lap. Before you drift off to sleep, remember this. Life, like the river, moves forward whether we resist or surrender. But within that movement lies beauty, if we choose to see it. May your dreams tonight be as peaceful as this moment, and may you awaken renewed. With those words, the lanterns dimmed ever so slightly, their glow softening to match the fading edges of consciousness. The tea house rocked gently, cradling you in its embrace as the stars watched over you. And somewhere between the lullaby of the water and the lingering warmth of the tea, you closed your eyes and let yourself float away. But the story doesn't end there. For hours, or perhaps days, you remained aboard the floating tea house, carried further down the river. Each bend revealed new wonders, fields of wildflowers glowing silver under the moonlight, ancient trees whose roots dipped into the water like fingers reaching for something lost, and stretches of open sky where the Milky Way spilled across the heavens like stardust. At times, Master Lin would share tales of travelers who had come before you, seeking refuge in the tea house. Some sought answers, others sought escape, but all left with a sense of peace they hadn't known they needed. He spoke of the river itself, older than memory, wiser than words, and how it taught him the art of letting go. The river does not cling to anything, he said. It carries what it must, then releases it without regret. Other times, he would sit in companionable silence, allowing you to simply be. You might find yourself tracing the grain of the wooden table with your fingertips, feeling its texture. A reminder of the tree it once was, rooted in the earth, yet now part of something greater. Or you might listen to the songs of frogs hidden among the reeds, their voices rising and falling like waves. Eventually, the tea house approached a wide, glassy lake where the river ended. Here, the water was so still it mirrored the stars perfectly, creating the illusion of floating among the heavens. Master Lin smiled knowingly. This is where many choose to disembark, he said. But know this, the tea house will always be here, waiting for you whenever you need it. As dawn broke, painting the horizon in hues of gold and rose, you stepped ashore, carrying with you the lessons of the river and the warmth of the tea. Yet even as you walked away, you knew you'd return someday, to the floating tea house, to the gentle rhythm of the water, to the peace that awaited anyone willing to listen. As the tea house drifts onward, carrying your thoughts gently away, may your dreams be light and serene. Let go of the day, rest deeply and wake refreshed, ready for a new beginning. Thank you for joining me tonight at Calm Night ASMR. If you enjoyed this peaceful journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and return whenever you seek comfort and calm. Sleep well, and sweet dreams.